All right, welcome to English 2, Unit 9, Lecture number 2. We're going to do the speaking activities, get you speaking there at home or in your study area. We're going to start things off fairly easily with a simple substitution drill. In the first lecture, we looked at modals of obligation, and as we had mentioned before, there are different modals of obligation, and you could use them as example here, have to, for something that is a rule. So in this case, we're going to be talking about different ages for driving. So different driving ages around the world. So those are laws. Those are rules. So those are things that have to be done. So if you look at this example sentence, what is the driving age in Peru? The driving age is 18 years old. Okay. So that's the minimum driving age. So you have to be at least, so your youngest possible age is 18 years old. If you're 17 years and 11 months, you are not old enough. Okay. So the minimum age is 18 years old to drive a vehicle, a car or a truck, in Peru. Okay. What about other countries? Okay. So you and a partner are going to take turns asking and answering about these countries listed here, including your country. Okay. So I don't know if you're from Korea or Vietnam or where you're from, but I'm curious to know how old you have to be to drive. Your minimum driving age, okay? The youngest you can be to drive a vehicle. The answers to the questions are all listed at the bottom here. I guess for your own country, you can write that in. Okay, so one partner will ask, the partner will answer. You can switch every country, and if you're alone, you can, if you're studying alone, you can ask and answer for each country. Okay, and then we'll come back here when you've finished, and we can review together. Okay, so as I said, it's a pretty simple substitution drill. What is the driving age in the United States? You have to be at least 16 years old. What is the driving age in Mexico? You have to be at least 15 years old. What is the driving age in Brazil? You have to be at least 18 years old. What is the driving age in the Philippines? You have to be at least 17 years old. What is the driving age in France? You have to be at least 15 years old. Okay. So fairly easy to do there. Also, some countries are preceded by the word the, many are not. Okay, just countries that seem to have a noun and an adjective. Okay, so States is a noun and United is an adjective. So the United States, the United Kingdom, the Galapagos Islands. I guess that's a bit different. For the Philippines, I'm not sure why that has the, but it does. But most other countries do not need a definite article. Okay. And again, with all of these, we're talking about something that is a rule. So you have to do it. You don't really have a choice. It's not my saying. It's not my opinion. It's not advice. It's a rule. You have to do that. Okay. All right, let's go to the next page. We'll do another speaking activity there. Okay, page 70 at the top. We're going to do our second speaking activity. much like speaking task 1, you are just going to have a substitution drill. Okay? So in each of these situations, you're going to ask your partner or answer your partner's questions. So one person is going to ask for advice. What should I do? Right, so that's a great advice question. What should I do? I don't know what to do. Please help me. What should I do? In the situation, if I want to make friends, okay? If I want to make new friends, okay? So some advice on making friends. Maybe you've changed locales. Maybe you've started a new job. What should I do if I want to make new friends? Okay, the advice, you should, okay, and the verb is right here. You should join. You should join a club. Okay? So standard structure, subject, verb, and object. Okay, the modal before the verb. Okay? You should join a club. Okay? So you're going to ask questions about all these. So the first one's done for you. You can do one for the second one. What should I do if I want to stop smoking? Okay? You should set a quit date, so a date that you will finally stop smoking. Okay? All right. So it's kind of a substitution drill, but again, this is going back to the advice. Okay? So contrasting with speaking activity 1, where we're talking about things you have to do, this is just simply advice. It's not rules. It's not something that's so important that you must do it. It is something that you could do. Right? I think you should do, in my opinion. Okay? But ultimately, you can choose whether you do it or not. Okay? So I can do it for these questions, and there's some more at the bottom here. With each picture, you and your partner can switch roles. One partner will be A, the other will be B. And again, if you're studying alone, you can take both roles. Okay? So do page 70. We're finished. We will do a quick review. Okay, so pause. I'll see you back here. All right. What should I do if I want to learn a language? You should form a study group. Okay, so again, good advice about what you should do, something you should do to learn a language. Okay. What should I do if I want to go on vacation? Or go on a vacation. Okay. You should save money. Save money now, then you can go on a vacation later. What should I do if I want to lose weight? You should exercise regularly. What should I do if I want to be a better cook? You should take a cooking class. These are things you should do if you want to get these goals. What should I do if I want to understand world events? You should read the newspaper, okay, or a newspaper. What should I do if I want to find a job? You should search online. What should I do if I want to reduce stress? You should try meditating. So if you want to reduce stress, I think we know the English word stress. I believe the Korean word is stress. Okay. In English, we just pronounce it as one syllable. But reduce, so you want to make it less. You want to make your stress less. Okay. So what should I do if I want to make my stress less? You should try meditating. Meditating, okay, that's some kind of a chamsan, where you are controlling your breathing and thinking about nothing. Okay. That's something you may try to do to reduce stress. Okay. All right, but there's maybe many other pieces of advice. Okay, think about these activities. These are common problems. Okay, so smoking, losing weight, finding a job, stress. These are very common problems. Are there any other things that people should do? Is there something they shouldn't do? Okay, so it's up to you about how you would answer those questions. Okay, that's something to think about. All right, we're going to continue. Let's go to page 71, and we're going to look at some language. All right, page 71. This is a good exercise. We're going to be looking at things you may be obligated to do or not. Okay? So it says at the top here, fill in the blanks with the correct form of have to or don't have to. Okay? And with the correct form, make sure you focus on the subject. Okay, so in this case, the answer is not have to, it's not don't have to, but it is the correct form of have to. So he has to. So you see the subject and verb agreement. Okay, so that's the first thing. The example, Kevin broke his arm. He has to see a doctor. Okay, so your choices are, is this necessary? Or is it not necessary? Okay, so I think seeing a doctor when you break your arm, necessary. So have to. Again, the subject is he, so he has to. Okay. But number one, Rachel has the day off. She has to go to work, or she doesn't have to go to work. Okay. The answer, she doesn't have to go to work. Okay, so it's not necessary. So is it necessary? Is it not necessary? Okay, so the day off means that it's like a free day. She has no obligations to work. She doesn't have to go to work on a certain day. Maybe it's a holiday. Maybe she has asked for the day off. Maybe they're having reduced hours. Okay, so anyway, Rachel has the day off. She doesn't have to go to work. Good. All right, you can do the other 9 on your own. There's a situation, and then you're going to have to evaluate whether he or we or I have to or don't have to do these activities. Leave, start, make, wear, call, pay, ask. Okay? They're all modals, so they're before the verb. Okay? You can do these in your textbook, and when we're finished, we will review. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, let's see how we did. We're going to open up practice and offered in the ebook. So we're going to review the sentences that we have just filled out. So the first one we did together. Rachel has the day off. She does not have to go to work. All right, and we know that's the answer. Okay, so we checked that one before. Okay, so it's not necessary. It's a day off. There's no obligation to work, so it is not necessary. She does not have to go to work. Maybe I don't have to go to work. You don't have to go to work. We don't have to go to work. But she doesn't have to go to work, or he doesn't have to go. Okay. All right, so let's see how we do with the other answers. All right, so I wrote in the answers. Well, I wrote in answers. They're not all correct, but I've written in between the two choices. Okay, as it says here, you have a choice of have to or don't have to. Okay, so and this states that the action is necessary or not necessary. So we're going to look at and see if these secondary actions are necessary. Look at number 2. I have an appointment So I have to leave right now. Okay, that is correct. Okay, unless the appointment is here, in that case you can't leave right now. But the implication is I have an appointment. I have a 약속, a promise. So I have to leave right now. I have to go to my appointment. Okay, so that one should be correct. Okay. Number 3, the report isn't due until February. Okay, so February, that's a long time away. It's about 9 months from now. So it isn't due. It does not have to be finished. If it does not have to be finished, we don't have to start today. Okay, we could start tomorrow, or next month, or January, or February. So we don't have to start today. And that's for number 3. Yeah, so we don't have to start today. Okay. Number 4, Leonard is the CEO of his company. Okay, so he's the leader. He's the man in charge of his company. He's the president. Okay. He have to make important decisions. Okay, so that's kind of his job. It's necessary for the leader to make important decisions. Okay, so necessary, have to. But the subject is he. We're talking about a third person. So I'm going to change that. Has to. Okay, has to, have to, both show necessity. Okay, and I'm going to try number 4. Good. Number 5, I have excellent eyesight. Excellent. So my eyesight is very good. I can see very well. So I have to wear reading glasses? No, I don't have to. Reading glasses are not necessary. So I don't have to wear reading glasses. Good. Number 6, can I borrow your phone for a minute? Can I use your phone? Okay. I have to call my boss? I don't have to? Okay, so if he doesn't have to, it's not necessary. Therefore, the answer is no. Okay, can I borrow your phone? Usually people do that only in emergencies for necessary things. Okay, but so this must be necessary. So I have to call my boss. So number 6, good. Number 7, she didn't return her books to the library on time. So she returned them after the due date, or maybe not at all. So she didn't return them on time. Therefore, she pay a fine. Okay, so this is something she has to do, something necessary. So have to shows necessity, but we're talking about a third person. She has to. Okay, number 7. Good. Number 8. Nora knows how to fix computers. Okay, she must be a computer whiz. Okay, she knows how to fix computers. So, what about Nora? Does she ask the IT department for help? No. Okay, she knows how. Okay? Whatever the IT department knows, she already knows. So she doesn't ask them because she doesn't need to. There's no necessity. She does not have to. All right, and that's the correct form. That's number 8. Good. Number 9, number 10. So we have to go shopping today if the stores are closed. So if the stores are closed tomorrow, we have to go shopping today. This is a common phrase on Saturdays. Sometimes on Sundays, the stores are closed, so you have to go shopping today. You must use, okay, or else you have to wait until Monday. Number 10, they want to move to Los Angeles, But first, they don't have to sell their house? No, they have to. So it's a necessary step before they move. Okay? So they want to move to Los Angeles, but before they move to Los Angeles, they have to sell their house to get the money. So again, this phrase here, have to or don't have to, we're looking at necessary or not necessary. Okay? Make sure the subject and verb agreement is there. All right, let's go down to the bottom of page 71. We'll go to the second self-practice. All right, this activity is a bit different. I don't think there is a set answer for any of these statements, but it is a good, this is something to think about with a partner or on your own. Okay? The subject for this activity is a dinner party. Okay? Dinner party can be fun. You can have a lot of interesting food, meet with friends, talk about stuff. It's an excuse to get people together. Okay? Everyone likes to eat, especially delicious or interesting food. Okay? So how do you prepare? What are the do's and don'ts of a dinner party? Okay? So we're going to look at some actions here. Okay? Obviously, we are going to prepare the dinner party. And there's some different actions listed here. We're going to find out or think about or discuss what are some things that you should do, or maybe some things you shouldn't do. Okay? And again, we're looking at some kind of advice. Okay? So also things that are necessary, that you think are necessary, or things you think are not necessary. Okay? And finally, maybe something that is a rule, that is not really an opinion, it's something required. Okay? So take a moment, read through the different statements and see what your opinions are. I think you understand most of the words. If not, you might be able to scan it from here. I think we know about maybe having some kind of ganchik for a party. And of course, maybe you want to put up decorations, something you would not normally have in the apartment. Shopping, you might send out a card that would invite somebody saying you are wanted to come to our party. Vegetarian dishes, okay, so basically a dish that is made without meat, as opposed to vegan, which is without any animal products. We don't understand drinks. A party theme, okay. Looks like this group here does not have a theme. It's just show up and we will eat. Some people have a theme. I don't know what possible theme you could have for a dinner party. And of course, make a music playlist. Okay, so you're going to play some music. You're going to have a set list of music that will play during the dinner. Okay, so just take a time with your partner, and you can discuss this or think about it. Ultimately, you're going to write down the words here from these choices listed at the top of your book. Okay, and then we'll do a quick review. Okay, so for this, there's no real right or wrong answer. I'll just give you my answers. We should prepare some snacks. Okay? If not, maybe have the food ready to go. Number two, we don't have to decorate the apartment. You have to clean it. All right, let's be clear about that. But decorate it. Most dinner parties I've been to have not really been decorated, unless it's a theme party. If you go to a Christmas party, there might be some decorations. But just for a plain dinner party, you don't have to decorate. 3, you have to go grocery shopping. You must go grocery shopping. Okay? I don't know how many groceries you need, but it's always good to go. It's good to make a list, go to the grocery store, and see what food you forgot. Okay? Number 4, you don't have to send invitation cards. There are quicker ways to invite people. It's maybe informal occasions, but anyway, for number 4, you don't need to send invitation cards. 5, you should make vegetarian dishes. I don't think you need to eat a lot of meat, so probably some dishes will be vegetarian anyway. So vegetables are a good part of a dinner party. 6, you must buy some drinks. Okay? I feel strongly about that. When someone comes to your house, they might bring food. You should bring food to a dinner party, even a bottle of wine or dessert. But the host should have some drinks ready when the guests arrive. I think that's not just good advice, but important advice. 7, you don't have to plan a party theme. Okay, so again, sometimes the theme is already planned for you. In that case, you might decorate your apartment, but you don't have to. It's not necessary. Number 8, you don't have to create a music playlist. You could set up some music beforehand. So that could be a playlist, or it could be a CD or something, and guests could choose what they would like to hear. Nothing too loud or overpowering. A good dinner party has some good discussion. Those are my opinions. I don't know what yours are, but I gave my opinions for what is good advice, what things you don't need to do or don't have to do, and also advice for things that you must do. Okay? All right, let's continue on to page 72. All right, let's look at page 72. We're going to do some matching to start off. Actually, this is another information gap activity. So you and your partner are going to be on different pages. So student B, you can stay here on page 72, and you can do the activity at the top here. Okay. If you're classmate A, you're going to turn to page 105, and that should be in your appendix. Okay. So again, student A is going to go to page 105 and do the matching activity here. Okay. I'm just going to look at the one on page 72, and so on page 72, we're going to do the matching exercise here, and that allows you to do something. That allows you to match each of these problems on the left with these treatments on the right. Okay. So on the left-hand side, student A and B, you have a number of people, and they each have a problem. So for student B, Ken has a backache. Okay, that's his problem. Okay, now we're also looking for treatments. We're looking for, I guess, medical treatments, since we're talking about injuries and illnesses. So what's a treatment for a backache? Okay, lying down. Okay, so Ken has a backache. The answer is B, lie down. All right, student B, you're going to match these problems with these treatments on page 72. And student A, you'll do the same on page 105. All right, so student B, these are the matches for your problems and treatments. Okay, so Jill has a cut, get a bandage, bandu. Christoph has a cough, take cough syrup, okay, but not too much. Penny has a rash, okay, she can rub ointment on it, okay, so some sort of gel product. Stephen has a toothache. He should see a dentist. He should go to the dentist. He should visit the chigua. All right. And finally, George has a sore elbow. Okay, I don't know about the treatment, but maybe stop playing tennis. Maybe he's got some kind of tennis elbow. Okay. All right. And for student A, okay, student A, these should be the treatments for these problems. You got these 6 people who have these problems. So Petra has a fever. She should stay in bed. Anna has an earache. She should apply eardrops. Larry has a headache. He should take aspirin, okay, like a Tylenol. Bruce has a runny nose. He should carry tissues. Sheila has a splinter. Right. She should use tweezers, a very small tool for removing a splinter. And 6, Kurt has a broken wrist. Okay, so between his hand and his arm, all those bones. Right. So he should get a cast. I can't remember the Korean word for cast. Okay. Anyway, they don't seem to be written here either. Okay, so those are the matches for those problems. Okay, so with your partner, you're going to take turns asking about these people. So if you're student A, you're going to ask your partner about these people: Ken, Jill, Christoph, Penny, Stephen, and George. Okay, so you can ask what's the matter with them. Your partner will tell them what happened. What does she need to do? She needs to use crutches. Okay. All right. So you're going to ask these questions to your partner. Your partner will be able to answer. And you can switch each role. Okay. All right. That concludes the lecture 2. I think you can figure the rest of this out. Good luck. And I'll see you next week for Unit 10.